Happy Thursday, March 28th, Hebrews 5, 1-10. For every high priest taken from among men is appointed in matters pertaining to God for the people, to offer both gifts and sacrifices for sins. He is able to deal gently with those who are ignorant and going astray, since he is also clothed with weakness. Because of this, he must make an offering for his own sins as well as for the people. No one takes this honor on himself. Instead, a person is called by God, just as Aaron was. In the same way, Christ did not exalt himself to become a high priest, but God, who said to him, "You are my son, today I have become your father," also says in another place, "You are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek." During his earthly life, he offered prayers and appeals with loud cries and tears to the one who was able to save him from death, and he was heard because of his reverence. Although he was the Son, he learned obedience from what he suffered. After he was perfected, he became the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him, and he was declared by God a high priest according to the order of Melchizedek. Jesus, forever high priest. Now again, remember, that Jesus is perfect. He is righteous and holy. Jesus is only perfected in the way of completion. It wasn't that he was imperfect and that he was made perfect. The perfection spoken of in Hebrews and in this passage is that he finished what he was assigned by the Father to do. He became the final and perfect sacrifice for our sin. He accomplished the atonement represented in all of the other sacrifices offered by all of the other high priests in history. He became the source, the sacrifice of eternal salvation. Jesus accomplished redemption, and it is freely given to all who will bow and surrender to him as Lord and receive him as Savior. See, as we make our way through the book of Hebrews, I'm gaining a much clearer understanding of my own salvation. You see, as I've explained, I've studied the book of Hebrews and where it falls in the Bible and what its theme and author and purpose and all that stuff represents, but I've not taught or preached through the book of Hebrews in all the 40 years of ministry. When I teach and preach through a book or a passage, I always gain a better understanding of a text when I prepare to preach it. See, I have to preach a text to myself several times before I can stand up before the gathering. And I'm actually having a blast with this book, with the book of Hebrews, because I see how the book of Hebrews communicates and how it draws it all together from the Old Testament to the New Testament to ultimately our salvation and glorification. Whew. See you tomorrow.